I just had a thought, and if anyone watches this and whatever they if anyone watches this and they are a conservative or Republican, however you want to describe yourself, leaning individual, maybe you can add something, put a comment, react, whatever. Because I'm not well versed in any of this, because I don't care. I have historically not cared. But the Libertarian Party, what do conservatives think about the Libertarian Party? Because MAGA seems to be screwing the pooch out of the Republican Party and totally taking the Republican Party in an unprecedented direction. And the Libertarians used to be the crazy fringe element of the conservative side of politics. And so now it's possible that, from my point of view, it seems like maybe now could be the time that the Libertarians could start poaching some big, big chunks from the conservatives and Republicans. If they put candidates out there from the existing base of Republicans. And I think the Libertarian Party is big enough and well funded enough to do the investigating and find where they would be able to get more state Senate House seats and even a few more U.S. House seats. Probably not a Senate seat, but they might be able to get a few more House seats, maybe more than a few more House seats. And yeah, if they can become something of what you would call, a much more legitimate and recognized political party. If the Libertarians could get enough political clout where the Libertarians collectively could demonstrate that their representatives can vote reasonably on reasonable legislation, say with Democrats and independents, it's possible they would be able to then expand and get even more House seats, Senate seats, that sort of thing. And that's how you create a new political party, you need to get a few guys in the game first, and and that's how it's done. There just like there are a few Green Party candidates, but they're mostly in uh, state legislature positions. I've looked it up online a couple times. Just like there are libertarians, the Libertarian Party, they're mostly in state legislatures. But now with the Republican Party and being mostly MAGA, and MAGA being crazy and doing a lot of infighting, I think the Libertarians actually have a chance of, you know, I guess you could call it usurping conservative the conservative side of the political spectrum, because those people, the people that have those views, they really don't want to vote Democrat. Some of them might vote Democrat as an opposition vote. Some of them, but that'll be a very small percentage. Mostly, if they say I really don't want to vote for the same representative, if they say I want to vote but I don't want to vote for that guy, they'll just say I just don't want to vote. They'll just stay out of voting. But if libertarians put a libertarian candidate on there and they'll say, I agree with yada yada yada, all of these things, but I don't agree with all of these Trump tariffs and the expansion of ICE and the closure of um, the ending the Medicare stuff and all that. A libertarian candidate's going to look really good compared to all MAGA shit. Because a libertarian candidate isn't going to say, universal health care and stuff, but he's also going to say, I really don't like those health care cuts either. It's a nice way to, dance on the head of a pin and get the people that don't want to vote Democrat, but really hate what Trump is doing too. So you've got to maybe it's time for the libertarians in those things. And I don't know. There are probably some people who almost, are on the left liberal side, and they're like, I don't know if I really want to vote that either. But I don't know. Kind of the same thing goes for the Green Party. I'm interested to see what the Green Party is going to do. If they're going to try and put up some candidates in this year's 2026 national campaign, if there are going to be any Green Party candidates. For instance, in Texas, probably not, because it's the Green Party. But we'll see. Anyways, Tax rich people. You cap rich people. Boobs.